So we got the announcement, the official announcement from Apple that we're going to see this event in a week that looks to be focused on iPads, maybe watches. Launch season has begun. How does this affect the stock, and how will the details of this event, you think, color the way investors behave over the next few weeks?
Well, this 20% very painful correction in Apple occurred in just a couple days. It was very fast and furious. And I think it creates a very attractive entry point ahead of new product innovations in a world that is really accelerating its digital transformation.
So we know that there are going to be new products. There's almost nothing about them, I think, that's going to shock. But maybe we get a bundle on the services end. Should we expect more upside potentially depending on how they present their services moves versus what the products actually are?
Yeah, I think, typically there isn't much movement around these events. Sometimes there's a sell-off. I think because Apple's really tanked ahead of this one, it's an interesting setup. But I do think, Apple has an opportunity here to have a couple events. So, they talked about in their last call that the new iPhones could be a few weeks later than usual. They have the benefit here of a virtual event, which is, much easier to put together than dragging people out to Cupertino for a couple events. So you can really split this up. And to your point, the first event, if I were them, I think I'd focus on Apple Watch. I think I'd focus on iPad. Maybe some other innovations in the area of services, like you talked about bundling some of the services. And then I think I would have a second event in October with the iPhone 12 family and, other innovations, maybe AirTags, so on and so forth. So I think you can really, separate these two events rather than just having it at one time.
And Brian, how much do you expect 5G upgrades to really drive iPhone sales this year? Do you think that 5G will be able to have the same impact on consumers, considering that many people are going to be staying home?
Yeah, so it's a great point. I look at the iPhone 12 family as really just the first step down a very long, multi-year 5G journey. It's going to entice some users to upgrade iPhones and iPads, and it's going to open up an entirely new world of services on Planet Apple, which no one talks about, most of which we can't even dream about today. So 5G, it's great to get it this year. The coverage across the country and around the world is still relatively minor. There aren't a lot of services. The economy's in the tank. So I don't look at this iPhone 12 as like a major needle mover in terms of the near term, but it's a step down a path that's very, very exciting for Apple.